the second round of $1,200 stimulus checks, an update on the HEALS Act, and universal basic income, otherwise known as monthly stimulus checks. That's today's video. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, Matt here. Today is Thursday, July 30th, and back by popular demand, I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Corey.
Everybody has been requesting, hey, we want to see Corey. We haven't seen her in a while, so here she is to join me. So let's quick give you an update on the current stimulus package, otherwise known as the HEALS Act, which is being proposed in Congress and negotiated right now. As of this morning, Thursday, July 30th, there's not a whole lot of updates other than the fact that they continue to argue about this thing, and the main sticking points on this proposal are the unemployment benefits, the enhanced unemployment benefits, as well as liability protections for businesses and professionals. That is what is dividing Congress right now mostly. As for the stimulus checks, that's already a go. Everybody's on board with that. They don't even talk about that anymore because honestly, nobody really cares. They're all on board. They all want the stimulus checks. So we know that that's going to be included. We know almost with certainty that those are coming through. It's just a matter of them needing to negotiate out these unemployment benefits and talking about the liability protections. So as soon as they can get that done, hopefully we'll get some resolution here. And they're running out of time. Like I said the other day, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said that he thinks this whole thing could be hammered out and agreed on by tomorrow, July 31st. Sorry guys, I don't think it's happening. But after tomorrow, if they don't have it done, they have one more week until next Friday to get this thing done. Otherwise, here we are. We're going to be hanging again. All right, so the Trump administration came out and suggested that they want to have a short-term extension on the eviction moratorium and the enhanced unemployment benefits. Of course, people shot that down right away. Nobody wants a short-term fix. But anyway, in my opinion, based on the conversations, the statements, the commentary out of the Trump administration and President Trump, this is just my opinion. I honestly think he is ready to sign anything that hits his desk. I don't think he honestly really cares. Based on what he has been saying lately, I think if they pushed through the HEROES Act, the $3 trillion package, or the $1 trillion package, or anything in between, I honestly think as soon as it hits his desk, he's going to sign it. I think he's just kind of fed up on waiting. So whether you love the guy, you hate the guy, whatever, I think in this situation, he is ready to sign something for us, the people, immediately when it hits his desk. That's just the vibe I'm getting from him, which is great. So finally, we have like the Trumpster on our side. So anyway, he made a statement the other day, and I'm actually going to have Corey read it to you. And so here we go.
So even though everyone's sort of done talking about the stimulus because it's decided on, essentially people are like good to go with it, the Trumpster made a statement. So last night or yesterday, President Trump, and this is from the NBC News, President Trump said he wants the next coronavirus relief package to be very generous. And what he told in an interview on Wednesday with ABC affiliate KMID in Texas during a trip to the state, he said, it may go higher than that, actually. He said, I'd like to see it be very high because I love the people. I want the people to get it. The president didn't elaborate on how much he's eyeing for the direct payments, but when he left the White House earlier that day, Trump said his priorities for the next relief measure are those payments and an eviction moratorium. He said Congress can take care of the other issues later, acknowledging that Republicans and Democrats are so far apart on major issues. Mm-hmm. So even though nothing needs to be said, he said it.
Yeah.
So we don't, he was campaigning, it seems, likely, and so it's always good to throw out something to make the people feel good. Yeah. We don't want to announce this as the word of God or something like, you know, a bunch of money is going to be thrown our way that's more than the $1,200, but that is what was a direct quote.
Yeah, again, going back to what I just said, this is where, again, I think anything that goes to him, I think he's ready to sign it no matter what. And of course, his statement there, basically he's just trying to buy the election. I mean, everybody knows that. Every candidate does that. But, I mean, at this point, he's willing to sign anything. He's just kind of wants to buy his next 4 years. So, I mean, that, you know, whatever. Everybody does it.
And that's the thing. Everybody does it. He's in a position where it makes sense to do it. Like, if he didn't try and, like, win people's votes this way, it would be poor political campaigning,
Yeah.
even if it's not like super honest or super, what
Right.
people want. That's what you do. So
Side
he's
note-
a politician in this situation, and that's what he wants.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
okay, because that's kind of the game, right?
No, definitely, that is the game. But side note, I love the use of superlatives by President Trump. It's kind of funny. He's like a classic at this.
He is. He really
He's funny.
is. He does his thing.
Yeah. So I have some notes here. What's on my note?
Okay, let's see here. We just talked about the short-term extension of unemployment enhanced benefits, right?
Yep.
Okay, UBI.
Yeah, the enhanced, right. So yeah, like the sticking point, like I said, the enhanced unemployment benefits, that's like the major sticking point in Congress right now, talking about trying to hammer that thing out. Who knows where that's going to go, but I imagine they're going to meet somewhere in the middle. Republicans are at $200, Democrats are at $600. I honestly think they're going to meet anywhere between like the $300 to $400 range.
Well, and the reason why this is so important is because on Friday is when the $600 current extension ends, and so they kind of would be beneficial for them to figure this out before we go into next week, so people who are in unemployment aren't like...
Well, it actually ended last Saturday.
Oh, it ended last Saturday.
It's done.
But they need to figure this out
Yeah.
for the unemployed people because of this whole virus, because of the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that they're trying to hammer it out because of that.
Mm-hmm. So as of right now, the enhanced unemployment, there's nothing. As far as the eviction moratorium, nothing. It's expired. Both of those are done. As of right now, there's nothing. So that's just where we stand. All right, let's talk about UBI. I know a lot of you have been hanging out wanting to hear about this. UBI, Universal Basic Income, otherwise known as monthly stimulus checks. Whoa, what? You guys are still talking about this? Now, I just want to say this is not like a for sure thing right now, but former presidential candidate Andrew Yang came out again saying that he would be in support of, and he thinks that universal basic income is a good thing, and that's what the American people need right now. There's been talk about this a few times over the last few months, and I think a lot of people are nervous, or maybe not nervous, but hesitant to do this because of rising up the national debt. But other countries around the world have done this, where they're literally giving the people monthly payments, month after month, for, who knows, maybe indefinite amount of time, or until this virus thing ends, or maybe until like the unemployment rate falls below a certain level. It's an interesting conversation, though, because I think a lot of people are wondering, like, are these monthly stimulus checks going to be coming? And just recognize, like, this idea is coming to the table once again. It's in the light. People are talking about it. So, of course, it's not in any proposal right now. However, if this whole thing that we're dealing with right now continues on for much longer, we could potentially see this happen. The reason is we received the first stimulus check back in, whatever. It was approved back in March, but people are still waiting for it. Now we're getting a second stimulus check. So if this thing continues to rage on for months and months, we could anticipate, obviously, probably seeing a third stimulus check at some point. Maybe they'll even transition into like a UBI type of system. We'll have to watch this because this is interesting. We'll have to see how this whole thing plays out.
And that's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We know that there's going to be a second stimulus. We got a first stimulus, and that seemed kind of crazy because who would have thought in December that we'd be getting a first stimulus? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so here we are, going to get a second stimulus. So really, anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But we know that other countries have done it, so we know it's not like a new concept.
Yeah.
And they keep bringing it up for a reason. So
right.
I think that it's something that you just never know.
Another thing, too, is for all these people who are wondering, like, oh, what is this going to do to the national debt? Honestly, it's going to continue raising it, but let's be honest. The United States is bankrupt. It has been for years. We're not paying back our debt. They never will. So for anybody to think, like, it's going to continue raising our debt and we're going to be in so much trouble, we're stealing money from our kids, sorry to tell you, but our kids are screwed. This country is bankrupt. It has been for years, and it will continue to be that way. Everybody thinks the United States is so wealthy. No, we're not. We're broke. The United States is broke. If you want to see a truly wealthy country, go to the Middle East, like the UAE, United Arab Emirates, like those guys, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, those guys are loaded. They know what they're doing. They control the oil. They control the gold. They know what they're doing. These guys are smart. The United States, honestly, whoever is borrowing us money, like China and all these other countries, sorry guys, they're never going to see their money. That's just the fact.
Yeah, so it's just hard to say what'll happen in the future, but that's what we know today.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope this video is helpful to you. Of course, I always say this all the time. We're here continuing to make these videos to help everybody navigate this really confusing time. We love having this platform to share our ideas, concepts, the information that we have, and just to be here for you. I mean, that was our concept, a couple years ago when we started this channel. Let's create a community where all of us can come together to connect with each other and just have like a place where all of us can kind of just have a safe place for each other. And that's what we do. I do my best to respond to every comment, but of course I don't get to everybody, but leave any comments or questions below and we'll be happy to answer them, whatever. So thank you so much for your continued support. We truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed my special guest, Corey. She's back.
Yay. Thank you.
Right. Enjoy your day. We'll catch you again tomorrow.